rehabilitation type stocking, where the intent is that they will grow and start to reproduce on their own. I don't know that any of the walleye lakes are meant to be a quick grow cage, because it's not sustainable. We can't provide enough walleye to be stocking every year to meet that need. So I think the intent in pretty much all cases is for rehabilitation, and that they will reach maturity and start to produce on their own.
Do you think they would reach that on their own?
I think it's lake specific. Depends on what the factors are within the lake to begin with, was limiting the original population. So if it's spawning habitat that they don't have, or by adding walleye, it doesn't mean you're going to add more spawning habitat.
If the question is, will they mature, we know they will, because they will eventually. They can mature and they can produce viable gametes. So they're perfectly capable. Whether the lake allows them to get to that point, that's another question. As Shane said, it's lake specific, whether they can actually make it that far or not.
They certainly do reproduce.
Yeah.
Like at home, and when we started again, used to have nutrition. It's very good fishing now.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any reason why they couldn't, with the exception that nature doesn't allow them to make it that far.
Is there any difference between stocking the pond dry versus keeping them until the fall in terms of survival?
And that's a good question, and that's lake specific too, so it depends on the situation. The lake, I know that some of the area managers and biologists swear that stocking pond summer fingerlings is better than stocking fall fingerlings, and then others say the opposite. So, and same as fry stocking. Some people will argue that fry stocking works fine, and others will argue that it doesn't work at all. But I really think it is lake specific, and it's even probably worse than that. It's probably annually specific, right? Everything's constantly changing. So when you fry stocking one year, one lake could work really well, but it might not work at all the next year in the same lake. It just depends what's going on in that lake. Too many variables. There's tremendous amount of variables.
I think most of the requests now are for summer fingers.
I think so. I think that's kind of the happy medium, right? So you've got a fish now that's bigger and healthier and stronger. It's got a bit better chance than a fry, but not as maybe good a chance as a fall fingerling. So, depends what the competition is in there, and depends what predators are in there, and all kinds of. You got to have food to eat. So, yeah, it's pretty dynamic.
Just wondering how many clubs here have a problem with algae when they're taking all the other ponds? And how many have drainable ponds rather than pump them?
Yeah, the algae thing.
Everybody has that problem.
Yeah, I think so, and I think careful monitoring and actually, if you get to that point where I was mentioning, if you see the oxygen declining, and your schedule says you're supposed to fertilize this day,
Yeah.
you'll probably want to skip that fertilization and wait until that starts to come back up again.
We always skip it if it's going to be cloudy and rainy.
Yeah.
Or we
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Our mortality rate's really high. Handling mortality rate.
Yeah.
At the harvest stage.
Yeah, the harvest stage. Really high.
And you guys monitor DO and temperature?
Yeah.
Do you guys have problems with tadpoles in your pond?
With what?
Tadpoles.
Oh, yeah. Millions of
Snapping turtle.
snapping turtles.
Some tadpoles in.
I think Steve, the big hatcheries that do, I think it's the frog fence. That's
Yeah,
all-
right.
It's all their sense, so
Yeah.
I don't know why yours isn't working, if it's not high enough or.
Yeah, and we are gonna make it a little higher, just to try.
But that should solve the problem over
Okay.
few generations.
Okay.
So it sounds like a good thing, is to cultivate around the top before you put the fish in.
Yeah,
We
we
get
find
filled
it.
back up soon enough.
Yeah, we find it works well for us.
You also got cement bottom.
We do.
You got that worked up. not right to the cement.
Yeah, just, it's tilled, yeah, right to the edge of the cement and right up to where the
Yeah.
high water mark is.
So you pretty well got the algae problem beat.
We still have algae problems. But again, if you can kind of,
See, ours is spring fed, so it takes a while to go back out.
Yeah.
We just took it down 6 feet or something.
yeah, you probably got a highly productive, like highly fertile soil there, maybe that's contributing. And maybe you don't need to fertilize at quite as high a rate. Maybe.
Yeah. I guess if we try it, I think, cut it back.
Yeah,
You guys see it, do you think?
You guys till in the fall, right? That's what you're saying?
Right.
You till the pond in the fall, that's what you're saying?
yeah,
Joe.
yeah, fill it up. And,
Yeah, keep it pumping it all summer.
Yeah. Now, do you remove all the algae once the fry are out of there before the next season? Because that's another thing we do, you rake it all out and get,
Yeah, pretty well.
yeah, whatever's left in there, get it out before the next,
Pretty well better do that to get the fish out.
yeah. Do you remove it completely or do you let it dry up on the side?
We let it dry out the sides mostly.
Yeah, you may want to try to get it right out of there altogether. I know it's a lot of work. That's what we get down there with a wagon and load it up and get it right out of there after it dries out.
Yeah.
I know you guys can't really empty it that far, but,
No, we're none of it.
yeah.
What do you guys think about putting those old tanks in the bottom as a?
Yeah, we're thinking of putting one in. It'll take a lot of work.
The one thing about a completely drainable pond is when the fish are taken out in the middle of July, for instance, it gives it bottom, which is clay in our pond, it gives it a chance to harden up, so you can walk on that the next summer. The algae is, everything is dried up, there's nothing left in there, and whatever it is, the raccoons or the blue herons will eat whatever's in there, crayfish or whatever else. But we can't all have that kind of a pond, or
No.
we have to be lucky.
You don't have spring running.
No,
Yeah, that's our pond, it's only wet 24/7. There's no other how I get it.
Yeah, so it never really has a chance to dry it completely and then kill off that algae before
No,
next year.
Maybe put a quarter, but no. One end,
What type of rototiller, is that just a walk behind?
What's that, sir?
The rototiller, is that just like a garden rotor?
It's on a large tractor, so it's like 8 feet wide. It's beautiful. We used to have just a blade on the back of the tractor, and it would just kind of peel up the sod, and we'd have these massive balls, and then we have to go back and try to, like after it rots, and then try to spread it out again. This we can, it's beautiful. You can zip around each pond, it takes about an hour, and you're done. It's really quite nice.
Tim, I've got a couple of things here that might be useful for people.
Yeah,
For people that have problems transporting the fish. We used to take our fish out of the Napanee River, and the banks there are pretty slippery, so with this, you just put 2 or 3 in there and go up the bank and spawn them out and so on. But it's a lot easier than handling a 6-pound walleye, and he's doing this, and you're trying to go up this bank and so on. So, very simple thing, a piece of seine, just a frame made up like a giant purse. Fish is safe in there, and it's a lot easier on them. The other thing we come up with is these turkey feather stirrers. 2 different types here. This one is the first, the primary feathers, and they're flexible on the end, so when you're stirring the fish, you're stirring the eggs immediately after hatching, or after fertilizing, you can keep your hands out of the water, and you don't get freezing cold like you used to in the Napanee River, and it's a lot easier to handle. This one is white feathers, and they're a little bit stiffer, and when the eggs are hardening, and it takes them an hour and a half or so to harden, and you can stir them pretty easily with something like that. You can have a look at those. You should try to get 3 feathers that are adjacent to one another, because it'll fit better.
Get the wrong turkey.
Or for turkey. Turkeys are readily available, you see, I remember it. And, that's a simple way.
Probably give you half a bag for. We make them better, we clean our small troughs for little fish.
We work for a lot of things, but we're good.
Very well.
Any more questions for Tim?
I know, I'm sure that you've probably heard a lot of that stuff before, but hopefully, you know, I'm always happy to share whatever I know or have experienced. Like I said, I don't have all the answers, and probably never will as well. It's something we always joke about, is making sure that the hatcheries, they want on the front of the side, I love walleye, on the back, it'll say, I hate walleye. I never figured it out.
One thing I just wanted to point out, Tim mentioned about the best management practices for egg disinfection. We've got a website, communityhatcheries.com, and if you click on the resource section, there's a whole bunch of MNRF best management practices on there, additional funding opportunities, and there's even the hatchery forum that we've incorporated that anybody from Community Hatchery can email me and get a login, and we can use that to communicate with each other if you want. And this is just one example. Tim did mention this one, but there is a walleye culture manual that we also have access in that resource section. That's a good source of information. Right there. There's another workshop coming up, March 23rd and 24th. First Nations is putting out in Sudbury. And when Tim was talking about Alan Johnson, the guru of walleye culture, he's going to be here along with Gary Fisher, kind of the researchatory hatchery guru. So I've got these flyers out at the front desk if anybody's interested in attending. I think they've got capacity to upwards of about 50 people. So it's a good opportunity to learn more about walleye culture. The other thing is, if anybody hasn't already, if you can just sign the registration form at that little desk on the way out. That way, if anything comes up through Tim and our communication, if we need to send out anything, I can be able to tell you guys and keep in the loop. Coffee is ready. So you're welcome to stick around for a little bit. There's coffee, there's donuts, there's some fruit veggies, so a little bit of refreshment. So we'll be around for a little bit and want to continue our conversation. And I just want to, on behalf of the CHP and Full Page and MNRF, thank Tim Drew for taking time out of his busy Saturday to come give us a talk. Thank you. And then if anything comes up where you want to ask a question or you think of it down the road, feel free to email me or Tim, and we can get the information to you. All right.
Thank you.